Morning everyone. I'm coming on early today. I've just been out for a walk with the dogs, and usually it takes me about 20 minutes to do this little loop that I do, and usually it's my chill time. I don't take my phone or anything, and I just walk around, clear my head, try not to think about anything, and it's sort of me preparing myself for the day. Anyway, this morning I couldn't switch off. My brain was in overdrive, and all I could think about was things I need to change, and things about the Amazon that's on fire at the moment, and things that we can do to help it. And I got myself all in a tiz, and I thought, right, I need to come on and speak to people and talk about it, because I don't feel like it's being talked about all that much. I shared a couple of things the other day, but I just wanted to come on and talk to people about what you can do specifically to help the Amazon at the minute, or just to help the environment in general. So I found a link on the WWF Wildlife Federation website. Sit down, Hugo. Sorry, Hugo's in full of beans this morning. Sit. And I did share this the other day, so I'm going to talk about other ways that you can help, local things you can do things at home. Sorry, the lighting is a bit rubbish. I don't really want to turn a light on, no. So I'm going to chat to you about that this morning. If you're there, say hello. If you've got any tips or anything, please comment. I'm always looking at things to change. And any help you could give me, or send me in the right direction of a certain person that might be able to help, that would be greatly appreciated. So, the Amazon's on fire. It's been about 3 weeks, over 3 weeks now, and it absolutely terrifies me. I just think it's awful. It's just awful. I don't have words for it, basically. I just think it's not only the pollution, but the wildlife, the damage it's doing to our environment in all different ways. I just think it's awful. And as people out here, I know we can't do much individually, but if we all come together to do something, then that's when change really happens. But even as a person, you're still doing that little thing can make a difference. So they've come up with 5 ways that you can help. So one of them is obviously donating. So I donated the other day just to help the appeal. You go directly on the website. So if you think, I can't really do anything else, but I could donate a little bit of money, then if you pop onto their website, you can donate to helping the wildlife and keeping them safe. And I think they're talking about supporting communities for medical support, firefighter training, security, recovery of care projects, campaigning for action for the government so that they'll help. So any little bit will help towards that. Show your outrage. And I mean, it's absolutely devastating what's happening. I just think of all the animals that their homes are being destroyed, and it's bad enough in general that their homes are being taken away from people cutting down for farming. With deforestation is a massive issue, but now it's literally being wiped out and there's nothing left of it, and it's on fire. So obviously there's toxins and things like that. It's just awful. So if you can share a post, that would be amazing. Even if it's just these 5 tips, I'm going to pop them in the link. Even if you just share that and share it, and get people to share it as well. Facebook is an extremely powerful tool when it wants to be. It can raise significant amounts of money in short space of time, raise awareness. So please, if you just only have 2 minutes, please just share a link, just helping somebody gain some more information, educate them on what they can do to help, and that will be massive. There's also a petition to sign. So basically, the petition, sorry, I'm reading it at the same time because I couldn't remember it all. Basically, 100,000 people told the UK government to discuss the Amazon emergency at the G7, resulting in funding pledges to assist, but the fight's not over. Join us in demanding the UK government must end the importation of products that cause deforestation and not allow them to be sold in the UK. So yeah, it's all about fixing the problem at the minute, but also looking at it long term. Like, we want to stop deforestation. We need to find another way to be sustainable, because the Amazon isn't going to be there forever, and certainly at this rate it's being depleted very rapidly. So it's also about thinking about long term as well, like what we can do. So obviously there's things going on behind the scenes. They're trying to stop us things that are being grown in these deforestation areas, not selling in the UK. So it's cutting off that chain. So obviously they're not making money out of it. So yeah, it's just ways like that. So it's just becoming more educated and things like that about what is going on and what we can do to help. So obviously if you sign a petition, obviously there's power in numbers with those. So educate yourself. The Amazon is popular enough as lungs of the world. It contains over a third of the world's remaining rainforest, but we're losing it fast. The more you learn about the crisis that's happening, the more you can help. So yeah. So the food we eat shouldn't cost the earth, which is true, but it often does. Forests globally are being cleared to rear livestock for meat and dairy, and to grow crops to feed the increasing livestock population. Less demand means less deforestation. So that is, a lot of it is about being mindful of what you eat. I recently went vegetarian again. I was vegetarian a while ago for about 7 years. It's about just cutting down your consumption. I'm not saying everyone needs to go be vegetarian or vegan, although I don't think vegan is the answer for a lot of things, because with that comes its own problems. It's just like, if you eat meat 7 days a week, why not chop it down to 5 or 4? Do you know? So you're still eating meat. I understand families don't want to give up. My husband doesn't want to give it up. But maybe lessen the consumption. So yeah, how about cutting out a couple of meals a week to having more veggie meals, meat-free options? There's so many out there. We have so much food as well on our doorstep that it doesn't have to be bland. It doesn't have to be a plate of vegetables. There's so many things you need to make a vegetable curry. Biryani, with the fried rice and things like that. It doesn't have to be boring, but it's also better for you. Having a couple of meat-free meals a week probably actually is better for your health. They're saying like we have a very high rate of heart disease because of all the red meat we eat in a lot of places. So cutting down, you're also helping deforestation because there is going to be less demand. You're also helping yourself because you're eating more veggies, and also you're probably saving yourself some money. Vegetables are cheaper. So yeah, and especially if you buy local veg or seasonal veg is the best way to go, because it's cheap as chips. So yeah, if you're thinking about that, I can do a link, can put up ideas on veggie meals and things like that, ways to cut out meat. There's probably thousands. Google the web, put in veggie meal and you're going to get hit with 1,000 different comments. Hey. So yeah, if that's something you feel like you could do, cutting out a couple of meals of meat a week, then go for it. We're definitely finding we're eating better, doing more veggie meals, getting a bit more creative in the kitchen. I actually made some carrot and cinnamon and sultana muffins for like breakfast. Sorry, I'm sat with a towel on me because he's molting so bad. So yeah, just get creative, get the kids involved. Henry loves cooking at the minute and he loves making anything. So yeah, we made strawberry muffins the other day with fresh fruit and stuff. So yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah, hi Carly. So yeah, anyway you can make a little change. It doesn't have to be massive, it doesn't have to cost you a fortune. Just one little thing. Maybe you could set yourself a goal that by Christmas you'll cut down to eating meat 4 or 5 times a week. Something as simple as that, but you are making a difference, and don't think you're not, because if everyone wants to do that, that's a lot of meat that isn't being consumed, which then has a knock-on effect for the deforestation, because if there's less demand, then they don't need to keep destroying our forests to grow livestock to meet demand. So I hope that makes sense. Be part of the change. Come be part of a group that wants to make a difference. If you're really keen on this, like obviously I am, there's so many groups on Facebook. I'm part of one called All Women. That's just because there's a group of mums in business that we decided to make it, but obviously anybody's welcome. There's so many groups out there trying to make a difference, sustainable living. You know, just have a look on Facebook, hundreds will come up. Come join eco-tots. We're always going to be talking about it. You know, if you've got any questions, just message me. You know, if you don't want to do it on Facebook because you don't want to sound silly, just message me. I'm always willing to help somebody. I might not know the answer, but I could probably find you someone who does, or I can point you in the right direction. So yeah, I also wanted to talk about, there's a company called Plastic Free Pantry. These are amazing, really, really amazing company. Excuse me. So basically they were trying to eradicate plastic packaging, especially in regards to supermarkets. So you know, when you buy bags of pasta and your spices, everything comes in plastic, doesn't it? And it drives me nuts. But what they're trying to do is give you your products without plastic. So basically they buy massive bulk, and then they put it in recyclable, it's not plastic, it looks like plastic. I think it's biodegradable as well, but it's a different kind of covering, which is better for the environment. So you're not using plastic, and they're managing to get out all these lentils, rices and pastas and things without all the plastic, which is brilliant. But then they sat and decided that although it helps the problem, it didn't solve it. So they have actually bought their own pasta machine, and they're actually making their own pasta fresh, and then they're going to be shipping it out. So there's no plastic involved. So basically they're making, sorry, I'm just going to say bye to my sister. Morning after work, now have a nice day. You too, love. So yeah, basically they're making their own pasta. So there's no plastic packaging. They're making their own. So they know what's going into it. So they've actually done gluten-free as well. I love pasta. She sent me a spaghetti bolognese. So basically you can get it shipped to yourself, and it's no plastic, and obviously it's good quantities as well. So obviously you're going to need to order it less. Excuse me, sorry, I'm not feeling very well this morning. Feeling quite sickly. So yeah, and this, if you're wanting to buy, they do spices, they do nuts. So if you're looking to bake things, it's a perfect website. So yeah, and they do also a few eco-friendly things as well, changes for the home. I think they do shampoo bars and things. So if you're wanting to make a change to your shopping, have it delivered by the Plastic Free Pantry, and get yourself a boatload of freshly made pasta, or it's dried out, but it is made in their factories. You know where it's coming from. It's been made in the UK. And sorry, my ear's just gone. And you know, plastic, it's fantastic. It's a really fantastic business. So yeah, I want to support them as much as they can. They're just working through, I think they did a fundraiser to get the pasta machine because it was very expensive. So people that contributed got pasta. So they're currently making the orders to fulfill that, but their pasta will be up online soon. So yeah, if you want anything plastic free delivered to your home, what's better than online shopping when it comes to food? Especially with 2 toddlers, I'm definitely heading more in that direction. So yeah, if you want to try it, I'm going to pop the link in the comments. So yeah, if you want to give it a go, plastic free shopping, definitely look those guys up. Also, Grow Your Own Groceries, Victoria, absolutely amazing person, love her to death. She's now going to be helping me in my new house when we move. I'm having the garden done for all the veggies. Obviously, I've talked about what I've been growing this year. I found what works, what we use, what probably we need to think about using. Now, my kids eat so much fruit. It's unbelievable. And obviously, fruit can get quite expensive, especially when you're buying out of season and stuff. So the whole point of Victoria's business is being able to grow what you need. So for me, when we move, I'm going to be planting a lot more fruit bushes. So I'm thinking about, I'm going to have a cherry tree, blackberry bush, apple tree, raspberries, can't remember, apples. God, the kids, they eat so many apples, it's crazy. And that way I am cutting down on plastic consumption, because apples always seem to come in plastic, as do all the punnets of strawberries and things in them plastic, and it's such a small amount, and it just baffles me, it annoys me, because we go through so many fruits in the house, and everything's just plastic wrapped. So you can go and try and pick your own. We went down to the park the other day with the dogs. I was walking the dogs, and there's all these blackberry bushes, so many. So I picked some blackberries, And we actually made blackberry jam. So we got fresh blackberries and now we've got homemade blackberry jam. It didn't cost me a penny. There wasn't any reason why I couldn't pick them. Nobody else was picking them. The birds had so many to go from. There's like thousands and thousands. So I wasn't affecting the birds' food or anything. And I got a jar of blackberry jam out of it. It's amazing. So yeah, if you can do that, if you go locally and pick fruit, support a small business, you know, these little farms that you can go and pick your own apples and strawberries and things, do that. Obviously it doesn't come in plastic packaging. But yeah, if you're wanting to grow stuff, it is really easy. Victoria will grow things with you. She will show you what will grow well in your garden based on how much sun it gets, how shady it is, what space you've got. She's amazing. So she's going to redesign my whole garden so that I will be able to grow so much more fruit that I won't have to go out to the supermarket and keep buying fruit and vegetables in packaging. And also it's fresh and it's there in my garden. And what's better than going outside and picking some strawberries for your breakfast? You know what they've got on them, you know they're not pesticides or anything like that. So yeah, so if you're looking to make a change, you can start planting your winter veggies now. Or if you're like me, I'm going to be moving house, so I'm going to start when we move for spring. So yeah, if you want any interest, any information or anything like that, I'm going to pop her link in the comments as well. Even if it's just a chit chat, or go and join a group, because there's people always talking on there, giving each other tips on how to grow things. I've grown tomatoes this year without a greenhouse and they've done amazing. I've literally got about 5 different types of tomatoes. I've got cherry tomatoes, I've got great with beef tomatoes, I think I've got regular tomatoes, I've got cooking tomatoes, and they're all starting to ripen up at the minute, and that's without anything. I literally just planted them and I've left them to it. So yeah, it's super easy. And just think, less demand, less deforestation and stuff, things like that. So yeah, sorry, I'm going to give him a cuddle. He doesn't leave me alone, this one. You're my best bud, aren't you? Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, I hope I haven't sort of bashed your brains a little bit with all the information. You can obviously tell I'm really passionate about this. I just want to make a difference. I feel a bit sad when I think of my children, and especially my grandchildren, that they might not know like some of the animals that we have today. It's something as simple as a hedgehog. Do you know hedgehogs are endangered, and they are actually, I can't remember the percentage, but they are becoming extinct very, very quickly. Like the rate of extinction it's phenomenal for hedgehogs. If we're not careful, you know, it won't be very long and then they won't be here. And you think, why should my grandchildren not know what a hedgehog is? I mean, why are they becoming extinct? You know, and I know there's a lot of factors, you know, a lot of the time they get squished on the road and cars and things like that. And that's not something really we can change too much. But protecting them, you know, and putting out food and things like that to try and help them. If you see an injured one, there's a local rescue in Preston. Or if you look on Facebook, I'm sure there'll be one local to you. They take in any hedgehog, baby, adult, whatever. Even if you're not sure nothing's wrong with it, you can take it in, and they will look after it. And they're always looking for donations as well. If anybody would like to donate food, blankets, puppy pads, they're always in dire need of help. But they do an amazing thing. This woman has turned her living room into like a little hedgehog hospital. She has so many. And they really are struggling, hedgehogs, at the minute. And if you want to help, I will pop their link in the comments as well. Yeah, it's just really sad. I just think, why shouldn't my grandchildren know what hedgehogs and things are? And you look, pandas are endangered, and there's a huge list of endangered animals. And imagine in 2 generations, they might not even see a real one. And I just think that's crazy. Really is crazy. And it's really sad. And you know, these animals haven't done anything. It's us. We're the ones taking their homes, you know. And I just, yeah, it's just not nice, is it? And I'm hoping we can make a difference. I'm trying to make a difference, and I'm hoping that people will get on board as well and help. Even if it's something small, you don't have to do major things. Don't feel overwhelmed. Literally, if you can donate £10 to one of them charities I mentioned, or go and buy some plastic-free plastic, you're making a difference in a way. So yeah, I just wanted to come on board and talk about it. I'm also, last thing I promise, I'm going to try and set up a link to an organisation that plants trees. So for every sale that I make, I'm going to be planting trees. So I'm looking into that at the moment because obviously with all the deforestation, we need to replace that really quickly. So I'm looking at a way where we can plant more trees. So obviously through the sales that come in, they will plant more trees. We'll be doing it anyway, but yeah, so we just wanted to do that. So even if you're buying from us, you know, at least you're helping because you're planting a tree as well. So yeah, that's my next plan. Anybody thinks it can help or wants to have a chat with me, please feel free to message me. I am busy, but I will get back to you, I promise. Or I'll point you in the right direction of a group where we can have a chat, anything like that. And if anybody's looking to rescue a pug, I also know a great place for you to do that if you're really keen and want to help out. Bubblebecker Pugs is also looking for help all the time. She raises these gorgeous puggies that have been mistreated, and you know, this poor little guy was being starved from his previous owner, and now he's found his happy home, haven't you, darling? Yes, you're all about the kisses. Yes. So yeah, if there's a different way you want to help, then get in touch with me, please, because I can sure point you in the direction of somebody who needs your help or your expertise, or even if you want to volunteer. I know the Hedgehog Rescue, when they get busy, they love help feeding them, because I think it's a military thing. They have to go around all these hedgehogs feeding them, and obviously by the time they finish, they probably start again. So yeah, so if you want to help in that way, please let me know. I hope you guys have a great Thursday. God bless him. Thank you for all the orders that have come in overnight. Brynn order went down a storm as usual. Oh, it's Rosalind. She's not so well at the minute. And I'm going to go and have a cup of tea because I've not had a cup of tea yet. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Please share this video. Even if it's not of interest to you, please share it because it might be of interest to somebody. And that would be amazing. Thank you. I'd be very grateful for just a share. Yeah. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. Yes, I know. Kisses. Ah! Hugo. Say bye. Say bye. No. Hugo. Say bye. Bye.